Dutchman, can you hear me? Good. Hey, Larry L. So we'll leave this up for a little bit. I don't know how long. Just give you a look at the Tetons. Absolutely. Yeah, man, that was an airplane taking off from the airport. I think the only international airport inside a national park. We are in Grand Teton National Park. We're at the Albright View turnout. Oh, no, we're not in the flight path. We're not far from the flight path, but we're not in it. I could play with this a bit. Let's see. I can show you up and down too, left and right. This is Death Canyon all the way on the left. I'd just soon leave it, but the ski area is off cam on the left, the Jackson Hole ski area. And if I blow it up, we're gonna lose a lot, but you might see the mountains better. Yep. Like this. I don't know if that's better because you get less of the range, but more of the grand. So I don't know. Put it back down. Oh, we're in Wyoming, all right. I'll set it back over this way a bit. And hello, SW. Yep, they are. They're very nice mountains. There's no interstates, that's for sure. There are only secondary roads. Can you give us the elevation, Dutchman? I forgot. 12,000 something. The top of the Grand Teton. Maybe it's 14. I think it's 14,000. Dutchman, if you don't mind, can you just put that in the chat? The elevation of the big one there, the Grand. Thank you, Dutchman. I think it's 14,000 and something. 14,000 and a few, if I It's pull out. Just pulled off the side of the road to Yellowstone here. It's been an influx of traffic since I've been here. People coming and going. $13,777. Okay, got it. Thank you, Emerald. That's pretty high up there. Okay. I'll move the thing around a little bit, let you look up and down the range. Hello, Cynthia. Oh, yeah. Well, you see the wildlife, absolutely. Coyote, elk, moose, bears, deer, buffalo. There's all kinds of stuff here. So, let's have a look around then, shall we? Down there on the end, center screen, that's Mount Glory. Let me see. That one, right on the left end. And then up here, that's Rendezvous. That's Jackson Hole ski area. Right there, what we're looking at. That is the Jackson Hole ski area. This is Granite Canyon on the right. Now that's Death Canyon on the right there. Up there by Lake, what's the lake? Taggart. I forgot the name of the flippin' lake. Roosevelt had a big house up there. And then we'll go and look north a little way towards Yellowstone. Up in the distance over there, you see the Absarokas. Let me see if I can get you some Absaroka mountains. Those ones up there are the Absarokas. But, I'm not doing so good, am I? There we go. There is the Grand Teton. I'll try and get you a closer up view of that. That's the Grand Teton right there. And then you see, I think next to it, the Middle Teton, and then a little farther to be the other Teton peak. There's 3 peaks. This one they call the Grand. I don't know how to get a good fucking view of it. Let's see. Try it like that. Brian Parento, hello. Mountain Man. Guess where I'm at, Mountain Man, here. Here we go. We'll go back to this view. Looking north, Death Canyon in the south on the left side. The Grand. Hello, Tanner. Thank you for coming in. I don't plan on being here very long. You know, it's about maybe 30 minutes. I've been here about 11 minutes. But, you know, I'll sit here for a while. There's so many cool places I could actually go and set up a camera and stream. Lady Sky, sorry I didn't see you come in. I was busy moving my camera around. Good to see you, Lady Sky. Yeah, the Grand Tetons. When I was living out here back in the 90s, they wanted to change the name because they thought it was inappropriate. But they've been the Grand Tetons since the French came to the area. And they continue to be the Grand Tetons. Dutchman does just fine, Mountain Man, but you could certainly contribute all you want. I would in no way disparage you from contributing your research and knowledge. The Grand Hooters, yeah. Hello, Nerd Witch. Thank you for coming in. I've hiked up in there a bunch, never to the top of the Grand. Just to the right of the Grand, the little pointy one is the middle Teton. Now, here comes the plane into land from the north. You'll probably see it cross the screen here shortly. We're right just north of the airport in Jackson. We're below the Moose Junction, south of the Moose Junction. Here it comes. The Himalayas are up over 20,000 feet. I have not been to the Himalayas, but that would be cool. There you go, Cynthia. Yeah, the police officers around here are seem to be quite decent. Let me see. Do I see Mount Moran all the way in the north? I think we just barely see Mount Moran. All the way on the right side of the screen. The snow up here in these mountains stays year round. We get people go in July and August, hike up in there and ski. Because that's the kind of people they are. Yeah, it's a great view. We determined the mountain to be 13,777 feet. You going to Kathmandu? Was that Bob Seger? Out of towners, the police officers tend to be pretty lenient if you're speeding. I've heard that exact same story, Cynthia, from other people. Have said, oh yeah, the police, they said that we should go slow and enjoy the view. And in fact, I think there's even signs to that effect on the road that say, slow down and enjoy the view. Absolutely. We're just below Blacktail Butte on the other side of the road. a place I used to go and climb. Hey, SA, how you doing, buddy? SA, isn't it the middle of the night? Oh, maybe not. But it's got to be like 11 o'clock or something, or 10. Would that be an instructional manual, Brian? Here come another plane. Pretty close on the tail of the last one. There it is. That's a much smaller plane than the last one. Why is it spinning? Okay. Where am I? SA, I'm in northwest Wyoming. I'm actually in Grand Teton National Park, not far from Yellowstone. If I get a hair across my ass, I could drive up into Yellowstone and we could live stream at Old Faithful. But I don't really feel like it. I no longer live here, so it's expensive for me now to go in the park. I'm no longer a Wyoming resident. And maybe my son has a pass, but I doubt it. But that wouldn't be today, that would be tomorrow. Arakad, what's up, Arakad? Yeah, I'm in the Tetons, yeah. I'm in Grand Teton National Park. I think it's 89, the highway, I'm not sure. Maybe it's 22, but... And so I'm on the road between Jackson and Yellowstone. That's where I'm at. I'm north of the airport, but south of the Moose Junction. There you go, man. Hey, hello, Gal Pal. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you being here. Well, it's a beautiful day. The clouds are just fantastic. The blue sky. Listen, there's more of you here now. I'll zoom in again. Let me get out and zoom in again. I'll show you what we're looking at. Okay. So, it'll get all wobbly while I move it, but that's that. So, that's the Grand. The little pointy one next to it, with the cloud passing right behind it, that's the middle Teton. And just over here will be the North Teton, or whatever they call it. These are the Tetons. Now I'll go the other way again. We'll look south a bit. Down the Teton Range towards Wilson, Wyoming. All the way on the left, you'll see Mount Glory, which is where the Teton Pass is. When you're driving over the mountains, you go up there. That last snowfield on the left, before the slope goes down, let me center it. There we go. That's Mount Glory, and the road goes over through the mountains there. The Teton Pass, the elevation is up at about 10,000 plus feet. I don't know, something like that. Now, the ski area is right here. That's Mount Rendezvous, And that's the Jackson Hole ski area. When they say Jackson Hole, that's where they're talking about. I don't know if you can see, but there's trail, there's runs. A lot of it is not marked trails. It's just skiing down the mountain. You know what I mean? This is Granite Canyon here, right? Let's get a look straight up Death Canyon. I could name these mountains, but I just don't remember. That's Death Canyon there. And if you look, let me center it. If you look, you see the mountain in the back. Right? There's three mountains. One on the right is in front, the one on the left is behind it, and that in the back. And that's Death Canyon. My brother was actually climbing in there one year and got stuck on the side overnight, had to bivouac and sleep in a hammock hanging off the side of the cliff, and then regroup the next day and get out of there. Okay. So I'm going to go back over here. We'll look at the Grand. And the Absarokas and Yellowstone are up to the north. Let me show you the Absarokas again. You don't see them yet, but you will. Those are the Absarokas up there. And Yellowstone up that way. There's a car, but I'll show you the back end of Blacktail Butte. On the other side of that peak you're looking at there on the butte is sheer cliffs. We used to go there and rope up and harness up and climb them for fun. So let's see where we're at now. There we go. We'll go back to here. I like this view because I think it shows a lot. We see the airplanes when they come. You get a sense for the clouds moving too. I'm doing that. I'm not so much reading chat. Alive and kicking. Thanks for coming in. Tasha, hello. Good morning, Tasha. Anyone else I missed? Yeah, the snow's there year round, gal pal. Snow never goes away. This is the Snake River Valley. The entire region is called Jackson Hole. The town is Jackson. The ski area I showed you is Jackson Hole ski area. The town is not called Jackson Hole. I'm gonna turn you right around. I'm gonna show you the town hill. Now, I don't know if you can see right there. That's Snow King Mountain. The town of Jackson is down there, south of me, maybe 10 miles. And that is the what they call the Snow King Mountain ski area. That's not Jackson Hole ski area. That's the town. When I used to live here, we called that the town hill. And it's pretty big. Pretty big. So let's go back over here. See if I can get back lined up again. I hate moving this thing when I'm streaming. But sometimes, I don't know. I'm about, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 miles north of Jackson. I'm up approaching the Moose Junction. We have more incoming airplanes. You'll see them go by on your screen. They're coming in from the north to land. I actually have a video posted I took from a flight a few years ago when I was flying in out of the window. These same mountains from an airplane. Here it comes. just north of the airport. I'm repeating myself now, but I don't know who all heard what I said earlier or not. Lulu, are you here? Hello, Lulu. Thank you for coming. Yeah, a lot of celebrities live here. I worked at Harrison's place, Connie Stevens' place. Cheney's place. Hey, Roy. Thank you for coming in, Roy. We'll just be looking at these mountains for a little while. What I've been up? 27 minutes. I'll leave it up for a while. I'm not bored yet. You've never seen them before. Come on out to Jackson, Roy. You can hike in them. You can go up there and ski in August if you want. I hope you all feel free to post your links and solicit subscribers here. I want my channel to be friendly to self-promotion. Let's say that. Please feel free to self-promote. If any of you are not sub to Roy, I'd recommend you do so. Do sub to Roy. Roy has a great channel. Now, at this time of day, it's not likely we'll see any wildlife. But let me look over there. I'm not sure what I'm looking at down there. I might need to use the camera to zoom in and look. Let's have a look. You see those things out there in the distance? I don't know if they're moving or not, but that could be buffalo. They're probably a mile away from me, and I can't really tell if they're moving or not. I don't know. Okay, anyway. We'll go back. Back to my default view. You saw them moving. Yeah, I think I see them moving. That could be a small herd of buffalo right there. In fact, there's actually an access road down there. I could maybe drive out closer to them and set up again. Oh yeah, I see them moving now. In fact, I'd even say they look like they're moving this way. I'll keep my eye on them a bit. Maybe hang out a while, see if they come close. Oh yeah, those are buffalo. 10-4, those are buffalo. Let me try that again. When I zoom it all the way big, it shakes a lot. There's one that's closer than the others. Okay, there they are. Right about center screen. I do believe those are bison. See the one closest? Turning left and right, and I think walking this way a bit. Hard to see though. Maybe I get closer to them someday. If I'd have come out early in the morning, I bet they would have been much closer to the road. I think I count about 14. Hello, Leah. Aloha. How's that? Phelps Lake. That's the name of the lake. I couldn't remember before. Up in Death Canyon, at the bottom of Death Canyon, it's Phelps Lake. I'll show you again. Death Canyon. Right there. Right at the bottom where that canyon comes out. A big lake. Big lake. It's not small, it's big. Phelps Lake right up in there. I've hiked up inside that canyon to that wall in the back. I never tried to climb the sides. Hello, Sooner. There's the buffalo there. We're looking right at him now. I've got this thing totally expanded as much as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Looks like 11 now. They're just chilling over there. Okay. Well, Mr. Balding, how you doing, buddy? Let me see if I can mod you up, Mr. Balding. Hold on. Add as moderator, standard mod. I think you got it now, Balding. Let's go back to the mountains, shall we? It's easier for me if I just leave it still and don't move the thing around. But, you know, maybe that's not as much fun for my viewers. I don't know. Loose 72, welcome to the Grand Tetons. I've got a bee taking interest in my tripod here for some reason. Easier for me to read the chat when I'm inside the car. I can read the chat. Thank you for coming by, Mr. Balding. In this sun, my phone might overheat. I don't know. Did I miss anybody? You see, when I'm outside of the car and I got to read it on my phone, I miss it all. I don't see it. But I sit inside the car, I have it open on my tablet, I could read the chat, it's easier. I'll keep an eye on those bison over there. They're not going to come closer now, but they're over there. Maybe when I drive in, I'll go down that other lane and see if I can get closer to the bison and set up again and go live again. Just a thought. I don't know about navigating through this sagebrush. Those mountains are probably 2 miles away, if not 3. Not to mention, there's a river between me and the mountains, a Snake River. It'll be running down there between me and the mountains. If you look on my channel, I don't know if it's a short or a video, but I think it's a short. I don't know. I have something called Approaching Jackson from the North. It's a video I shot from an airplane. You get to see the Snake River there, too. I think those mountains are probably 3 miles from me here, to the bottom of those mountains. And not to mention, that sagebrush will be way steep when I walk out in it. So probably not taking a hike that way. What job is Brian? Let's see. Must be missing something. Hell, I don't even see Brian in the chat anymore. But anyway. Gal Pal gonna get rain. Absolutely. Live and kicking. What do you got there? I'm on this tablet, right? I'm not on my laptop, so I'm not able to really. Grabbing links is complicated. You gotta hover, I don't know what. But Alive and Kicking. Video from the plane. Thank you, Alive and Kicking. Thank you for doing that. I hope you're all going to check out the video that Alive and Kicking just posted. I don't know when I took that, some time ago. But I'm coming in on a plane, and I'm filming these mountains and the river out of the window of the plane. Oh, nice, Gal Pal, thanks. Cynthia, no. I don't plan on going to Yellowstone. I lived out here for 20 years, Cynthia. I've been in Yellowstone Park, I'd say at least 60 times, at least. I've seen Old Faithful, probably 30 or 40 times I've seen Old Faithful. I've toured around Yellowstone Park. I've been all the interesting places and some of the less frequented places. I'm here to visit my son for a few days. I'll be leaving on Friday, and I don't have any plans to go into Yellowstone. However, maybe I'll drive up on the inside road and get really close to the mountains and do a live stream. I don't know. I forgot the name of the road that goes from Moose, the inside road, up to Yellowstone. Been a long time. I haven't lived out here since 2009. So we're getting, that's what, 16 years ago when I moved. So I'm not, I remember everything. I just don't remember, the names. It took me a while to remember Phelps Lake. And Alive and Kicking, thank you for posting that link. I appreciate it. I hope everybody goes and looks at it. I think it's a short. I think it's on my shorts, and so it's just a quick look. Those buffalo are moving. I can see them over there. Yellowstone Park gets crowded. Mr. Baldwin, I'm not really sure up here for dangerous snakes. I gotta assume there's rattlesnakes. Maybe not up here, but up in the high plains of Wyoming, I gotta assume there's rattlesnakes. I don't know what other kind of snakes may or may not be up here. Thank you for coming, Tanner. Thank you for coming. I'm more interested in those buffalo over there. Yeah, no, the park, yeah, can be a zoo. And they got these, the tourist buses. I mean, buffalo jerky's great. Yeah, you know, buffalo, elk, eat it all. Well, yeah. I used to see bears frequently. In fact, our trash can we had bear proofed. Um, but I went to work one day and I did foundation work, concrete. And so the excavator comes and digs a hole, and we go in and we're working. We all leave. Now, of course, we try and keep the place clean, but somebody had left some McDonald's bags and garbage in the hole. We came in the morning, there was a bear in the hole. The hole's about, 6.5, 7 feet deep. And so the bear is in the hole. And we drive up and we all walk up to the edge and we're looking down going, oh my, look at this. So the bear goes to the far side of the hole, stands up on his hind legs and puts his paws up on the top of the hole. One move, pulls up and jumps out the other side, goes through the fence, knocks the fence over. There's a house on the property next door, and goes. I've seen wolves. I've seen, of course, there's coyotes all over the place. We saw a bear. We were hiking one day in the woods, and there was a bear quite a distance off. Did not feel threatened. Not sure if the bear noticed us or not, but probably did. If you see the bear, even if it's like a mile away, he probably knows you're there. But we didn't deter from our hike. We stayed on the trail and kept hiking. I mean, you don't really want to get off the trail in the woods because, as you know, unless you have breadcrumbs to drop behind you, you might not find your way back to where you were. I don't feel I had any near misses with wildlife. I see mountain lion, okay. We haven't discussed the mountain lion yet. Every time you go hiking, every time, there's probably mountain lions watching you. You won't see them though, because they're up in the tree and they're silent and they're hidden, but they're watching you. I have seen mountain lion come down out of the woods, so not often. Alive and kicking. Thank you for coming, and thank you again for posting that link. I really appreciate that. I hope some people have looked at that link because it's more or less these same mountains from the airplane, and you can see the river below. Yeah, I'm not carrying bear spray at the moment, Luce. I'm not that worried about it. Speaking of bears, on the Facebook page in my hometown, just over the last couple days, there's been bear spotted, on the corner of 6th and Midland, which is very close to downtown. A few weeks ago, my parents had a bear in their yard, rifling through their trash and throwing the cans around. I suspect it's probably the same bear, but I'm not sure. I've seen bear say 30 yards away. Did not feel very threatened though at all. I just walked, you know. What you don't want to do is let the bear know if you're nervous. That's what you don't want to do. You just want to go about your business, and then the bear will just go about theirs, and that's it, you know. The bear I saw while walking my dog, Gigi, was actually more interested in the garbage cans behind the house on the road than it was in me or in Gigi. You know what I mean? So no, I'm not carrying bear spray with me. Loose. Some people do. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this stream down. I'm gonna head back south and see if that road down there takes me out closer to these bison. And I'm gonna try and if I can, I'll set up and show you the bison. Oh, I've lost the chat. Let me see where am I at. 238 people died in the Rapid City flood. Geez, Mountain Man, let's keep the chat pleasant, please. I mean, you're stating a fact. I understand that, but you know. But let's try and stay upbeat in the chat, right? You don't have to leave, Mountain Man. Just measure your words before you use them, that's all. I mean, honestly, we just sit here and talk about travesty. Yeah, you don't gotta go, Mountain Man. I'm not trying to send you away. But enough of all that now. I think bears are encroaching on people more because people are encroaching on on bears, and that's what happens. Bears, if they find food, they'll come back and back. You can look up the history of Yellowstone. Back in like the 40s and 50s, there was a landfill up there where the bears would congregate all the time. Might have been the 30s, but they did away with all that landfill in the park. Now all the garbage is taken out because they had issues with the bears and the people being in too close proximity to each other. I think you can even find old pictures or even, footage, film footage. Bears can get into almost anything. Almost. Okay, Brian. I'll keep that in mind. You're going to end up with a lot of stuff at your house, Brian. I had a thought, Brian. I had a thought, Brian. You know, between Gal Pal and I, we have several pieces of the artwork, right? So I was going to compile them all. And you know how online you can get books made for events with pictures, like 1 or 2 books, hardback books, and I was gonna put them all in a book like that, and add my own little comments and maybe Gal Pal address, and send that to you, just for the fun of it, just because why the hell not? You know what I mean? Only 98. I got it, man. I got it, Dutchman. You know how like when people have like events, graduations, or weddings, and they take pictures, then they go online and they have like a little book made. You know, like a hardback book. A deer? Hello, itching to scratch? Uh-oh. It's overheating.